COMESA ministers responsible for industry deliberated and adopted the industrial strategy for the region. The strategy focuses on 9 key priority areas, namely agro-processing, energy, textiles and garments, leather and leather products, mineral beneficiation, pharmaceuticals, chemicals and agrochemicals, light engineering and the blue economy. These focus areas have been identified as those that will have the greatest impact on the sustainable and inclusive economic growth for COMESA member states. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the lack of focused interventions in the area of industrializations whilst pursuing the trade liberalization agenda has been the weakest link in COMESA's regional integration process. It is my firm belief that once our countries embark on the path to industrialization, we shall be able to create value and jobs for the youth and thus improve the standards of living of the region's citizenry. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, migration is another aspect of market integration that holds considerable potential for economic and social growth. COMESA recognizes the significant role played by policies directed at easing the movement of people in pursuance of free movement of goods. For regional integration to be fully realized, citizens of COMESA member states must be facilitated to move across the COMESA region to provide the needed goods and services, promote the growth of tourism sector and exchange of cultural activities, amongst other aspects of the COMESA integration agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, gender equality and women empowerment are highlighted amongst goals outlined in Africa's Agenda 2063 and the UN Agenda 2030. In COMESA, the work towards the achievement of these goals is guided by the gender policy and the 2016 to 2020 medium-term strategic plan. All COMESA programs and projects are expected to mainstream gender in their areas of focus with a view to contributing to these goals. For this to happen, there is need for ongoing technical support, including building the gender analytical capability of professionals at the secretariat level and in the member states in order to strengthen gender mainstreaming.
Under the 11th European Development Fund, a regional envelope of €1.3 billion has been allocated to the Eastern Africa, Southern Africa and the Indian Ocean region for the period 2014-2020 in order to support regional economic integration, peace and security, as well as the management of natural resources. This support from the European Union is entirely in the form of grants and is complementary with the support provided by the European Union at country level through national envelopes in many different sectors, such as infrastructure, trade, private sector development, good governance, fight against climate change, energy, and etc. These combined efforts are greatly contribute to make the region more integrated and a stronger partner. Recently, a midterm review exercise of the 11th EDF has been conducted in close cooperation with the different regional organizations in order to take stock of our partnership and adapt it, if necessary, to the rapidly changing environment.
We also recognize that we still have some distance to travel before we accomplish our shared goal of a common market within this region. And as you all know, if you want to travel fast, you travel alone. But if you want to travel far, you must travel together. Intra-regional trade in Africa is still among the lowest compared to other regions of the world, From my understanding, only 18% of trade in Africa is between its member states. Whereas, as my colleagues from the European Union would be able to tell us, almost 70% of trade in Europe is among its member states. In other words, Africa must trade more and must trade better with itself to push African economies to reach their true potential. By working with you on your priorities to tackle the constraints that impede trade and investment, we are poised to see this intra-regional Africa-to-Africa trade increase, while at the same time promoting greater US-Africa trade.
IOM wishes to take the opportunity to commend COMESA for its proactive efforts to promote the linkage between migration, inter- and intra-regional trade and economic integration among its member states through its various policies and programs. IOM has had the privilege of working closely with COMESA around these issues since 2003, when the two organizations entered into a memorandum of understanding. The partnership has grown over the years, increasingly building on the important linkages across all areas of COMESA's work.
It is estimated that for COMESA would need to almost double its current professional staff complement to be able to effectively deliver on its mandate. Important areas like health, education, international finance and banking, PPP, industry and energy lack professional staff at the time of the assessment, which was done in 2015. This report can be found on the ACBF website, and I'll be pleased to share the website with you during the coffee break if you wish. Now, we've been supporting COMESA since 2003 through capacity development interventions. One of the key achievements of our support to COMESA is the establishment of a research unit which has enhanced capacity of the Secretariat in applied research to respond to regional policy issues and improve decision-making by the Council. Some of the key studies undertaken by the research unit includes, for instance, the analysis of the sugar industry in the region, which has informed the basis of extending the Kenya sugar safeguard, and also the project has helped in developing a formula for sharing the Kenyan sugar deficit among the COMESA member states.